We are the Aggies are we, true to each other, as Aggies can be, is a line from the spirit of Aggieland. It explains the deep commitment that Aggies have to each other and that Texas A&M has to its students' education. My decision to attend Texas A&M was by far one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I not only grew academically in the classroom, but I also grew personally in the student organizations I was a part of. I'm going to convince you why Texas A&M is such a great university by explaining the academic opportunities that are available at Texas A&M, the student organizations that they offer to students, and the traditions that I hold near and dear to my heart. Texas A&M is an institution that strives itself on its students' educations. They offer over 130 majors in 16 different academic colleges and 2 major locations, including College Station and Galveston. They also offer over 240 graduate and professional programs. Texas A&M also encourages its students to gain their academic education outside of the classroom by having over 4,000 students participate in study abroad programs throughout the year. These include summer, spring break, and summer terms. Texas A&M is not only an academic institution, it is a college that pushes its students to gain experience in student organizations as well. These organizations range in interest topics from social to service, and even religious organizations are offered on campus. One major student organization is the Corps of Cadets. This is where the Fighting Texas Aggie Marching Band and other students with goals of enlisting in the armed forces as either officers or in leadership are a part of. In my time at Texas A&M, I was a part of 2 major organizations that helped me grow in my personal life. I gained some of my best friends through these organizations, grew stronger in my values that I held for myself, learned how to be an effective leader, and was able to serve others in my time there that I wouldn't be able to other places. Texas A&M also holds traditions near and dear to their heart. One major A&M tradition is the Aggie Ring. Students receive this after completing 90 hours on campus. This ring is a recognizable symbol that unites former Aggies and current Aggies. It's a way to strike up a conversation abroad about their time at A&M. It's a symbol of pride. 2 other A&M traditions are the Spirit of Aggieland and the Aggie War Hymn. As a freshman coming on campus, I didn't know these songs, but shortly after my arrival, I learned these because they're played at football games, Aggie celebrations, at Aggie graduations, and even Aggie weddings. Aggies take a pride in these songs because they remind us of a time that we spent on campus. On a more somber note, 2 A&M traditions that I hold most near and dear to my heart are Silver Taps and Aggie Muster. Silver Taps is held on the first Tuesday of every month for undergraduate and graduate students that have passed away during the previous month. This is a time to remember and honor our past Aggies, as well as a time to slow down throughout the week. On April 21st every year, in over 400 locations, Aggies get together to celebrate Aggie Muster. This is a time when we call roll for all of the past Aggies throughout the past year, and as we do that, fellow Aggies call here. It's a way to remember that the spirit of Aggieland does not end with the students' time on campus, but continues throughout the rest of their life. From the outside looking in, you can't understand it, and from the inside looking out, you can't explain it. It's a saying that we commonly use to describe the difficulties that others have when trying to understand the traditions and the pride we feel in our Texas A&M home, and the difficulty former students have in explaining these traditions so well. Texas A&M is not just a place where students strive to get their education, but it's a place where people become family, and that's why it's such a great university. Besides the academic excellence, the opportunities to be involved in student organizations, and the traditions. In true Aggie fashion, I'm going to say thanks and get 'em.